Good afternoon and welcome to Manette Rotary. If everyone could please stand for prayer, stay standing for the pledge.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we're thankful for the beauty that you've given us this day. Thank you, Lord, for the opportunity we have to gather together. And Lord, thank you for your common grace, which has given these young people the talents and abilities that they have. And thank you, Lord, that we can take this time to honor them and to encourage them as they look to proceed in their career. And we thank you for your provision and the food that we have today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, you can be seated. Thank you.
So again, welcome to Manette Rotary. This is one of our big events for the year. My name is Lee Quignano. I'm the current president. Manette Rotary is an organization, an international organization that's running about 1.2 million strong in over 153 countries. So we are just one humble group here in Manette, Ohio, a little over 60 people strong. Today is brought to us by our foundation, so I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I don't want to take too much time, but our foundation started several years ago, and all of the fundraising events that we do throughout the year funnel into that foundation. That foundation, the Manette Rotary Foundation, is what supplies the scholarships that we're going to be giving out today. Aside from those scholarships, there are several things we do within the community. This year, as I took my presidency in the summer, I realized that to date, in the last 5 years, we've given over $135,000 just locally to students, local organizations, charities, the Deepwood Foundation, Sub-Zero Mission. So if you haven't heard of Manette Rotary, we're not sure why, because we're certainly active. On your tables, there are two flyers about some upcoming fundraisers that we're doing. One of them is the what we refer to commonly as Bread Day. We had a member years ago who lost his daughter to a leukemia because there weren't enough people on the bone marrow registry. So Be the Match is the group that gets people on that registry. So anyone 18 to 40 can get on that list, and Bread Day is what we use to fund their endeavors by supporting families, doing stem cell research, and paying for the tests. They run about $100 a kit. So if you're interested, please order some bread. Also on your tables is a golf outing that's coming up in about a month. There's only about 20 spots left for golfers. Jimmy Hanlon will be there. There's if you get a hole-in-one, you win a Tesla, and you actually get to win the Tesla, not a lease. So if you're interested, if you're a golfer, if you're not a golfer and you just want to support the foundation, there is a dinner afterwards where you can just come for dinner afterwards. So like I said, I don't want to talk too much about us today. Today is about the students. So with that, I will introduce Dr. Joe Glavin from CTE. Oh, there he is. Okay. So again, thank you for coming. If you have any questions about the Manette Rotary Foundation, how you can help, how you can become a Rotarian, how you can shadow one of us, just stop any of us here that have a badge, and we'll be happy to give you information.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. So right off the bat, I want to go ahead and I want to thank the Rotary Club of Manette for, again, recognizing the work of our students in our career technical education programs. Just to give you guys a little bit of idea of the reach of career tech in the city of Manette and at Manette High School specifically, over 25% of our juniors and seniors at Manette High participate in a career technical education program. So we're really excited about that, and it continues to grow. It is an honor and a privilege to be associated with such a great group as the Manette Rotary, and it's been just a really great experience being able to interact with John and some of the other members this year. I'd like to thank Lee, the president, and obviously all of the Rotary members for their support. I'd like to thank the Rotary Scholarship Selection Committee, which includes Mr. John Ashby, the chairperson, Dr. Gary Eastat, who cannot be here today, Mike Scruggs, and then also Richard Cooper. And obviously, a special thanks. John Ashby has been instrumental in putting this together today. So if you guys can go ahead and give John a round of applause. Where you at, John? Raise your hand. He's back over there. Just did a really nice job making sure we recognize these students. I'd also like to recognize our Board of Education and district leadership team that was able to join us today. And so since this might be the only chance I get to say something that Dan Wilson or Bill Porter has to do, when I say your name, if you can please stand. Mr. Tom Tuttle, School Board President. Mr. Ken Buckley, School Board Vice President. Mrs. Mary Briner, who is right there. And then also Mrs. Ginny Jessling. And then Bill Porter, Superintendent of Mentor Schools. Dan Wilson, Chief Financial Officer for Mentor Schools. Tim Hammond, Assistant Superintendent. Jason Crow, Principal, Mentor High School. Adam Dudziak, 12th grade unit principal. Mark Nemunitis, 12th grade guidance counselor. Megan Howell, 12th grade guidance counselor. We have Hillary Hoos, transition coordinator for Mentor Schools. And I also like to recognize Lucy Ott, our marketing and recruitment person for Lakeshore Compact. And then also who's instrumental in this, Janine Jones, the Career Tech Administrative Assistant. Janine, come on. Okay. Thank all of you for your leadership and continued support for career technical education. Now, we are also fortunate to have so many dedicated teachers in career tech. These teachers have the opportunity to work with their students for 2 years and up to 900 contact hours to help shape their future. I mean, that is a lot when you think about it. This is not 40 minutes, 5 days a week, one semester. You're talking 2 years, 2.5 hours a day. And the bonds and the relationships that I see are amazing. I would like to go ahead and recognize each of these exceptional educators at this time. So when I say your name, please stand, and we're going to go from there. So, first one would be Melinda O'Connor, our Computer Information Systems instructor. Melinda. Thank you. Dina Maltby, our Career-Based Intervention instructor. Marisa Monacchio, our Early Childhood Education instructor. Drew McKnight, Marketing and Business Administration. Commander Nick Salvaggio, Criminal Justice. Mike Prochaska, CAD Engineering Technologies. Matt Kalbus, CNC Manufacturing. Thank you. And I would also like to thank the parents and other family members in attendance. Your guidance and support has played a huge factor in the success of your child. Thank you for believing in what we do in Career Tech and for being here today. Can we please go ahead and have a round of applause for our parents? Okay, so now on to the outstanding students, which is why we're here, which is great. When I call your name, I'm going to go ahead and have that student please come up and stand next to me, and I'm going to talk a little bit about each of them just to give you a little bit of a background and kind of some of their plans going forward. So the first winner is going to be Jacob Bailey for CNC Manufacturing. Okay, so Jacob is described by Mr. Kalbus as self-motivated to learn on his own and is able to learn and problem solve independently. Jacob used his talents to work through the Advanced Manufacturing Program projects with great success and made significant contributions to our class efforts in providing big brothers and big sisters with ornaments for their fundraising efforts this school year. Jacob has been accepted into Cleveland State University and will be studying computer engineering starting in the fall. He also intends to continue his employment with KEB Industries. Congratulations, Jacob. Next student is Brad Dietrich with Construction Management. So Brad is a senior at Wycliffe High School, and he is very active in sports at Wycliffe. I think one of the highlights I had this year, one of the funny things, was I would always Saturday morning read the paper, because what was really interesting was not only was he the quarterback, he was also the kicker. So when they would score, he'd have to literally kick the extra point. So it was so funny seeing his name in those lines. In addition to that, he also is a pitcher for the baseball team. And one of the things is that not only, one of the things that we teach when we're talking about skills is using those skills, in the community and around. And I know that he's been instrumental in Wycliffe in helping around with random projects, building steps, doing other things to just help their school district. When talking with Charlie Stewart, his instructor, overall he talked about how Brad was a true asset and is a person who had a great attitude and can always be counted on. Brad is planning on attending the University of Akron in the fall and studying civil engineering. Congratulations, Brad. Okay. Next person is Audrey Alec with Criminal Justice. So, with talking with Commander Salvaggio, he talked about how Audrey excels in almost all areas of her life. She has a 3.7 GPA overall, and not only, one of the more interesting things I thought was she achieved a 95% on the Ohio Peace Officers Private Security State Exam, which was the second highest score in the academy. It's really awesome. Yeah, but you can clap for that. Go ahead. If there's a reason to clap, that's it. She's also the captain on the men's softball team. And fun fact that I thought was pretty interesting, her brother was also in the criminal justice program. I thought that was pretty interesting. She plans to attend Fairmont State University in West Virginia, where she will double major in psychology and criminal justice. Congratulations, Audrey. Okay. Our next winner is Alexa Skirtik, Early Childhood Education. So, in talking with Mrs. Minacchio, she talked about how Alexa is a student who goes above and beyond every set expectation. She is a leader in and out of the classroom. When she is not volunteering with her church, she is working with the preschool students at St. Gabriel's Learning Loft, and she has already been offered a teaching aid position with them for next school year. That's awesome. Can we congratulate her on that? Can we clap for that? Great job. She's a Mentor High School cheerleader and is a part of the Opiate Awareness Program for Mentor Schools. She's a positive role model for other high school students, elementary and middle school students, when presenting to them, and for the youngest students she's teaching on a daily basis in our preschool. Alexa is extremely polite and compassionate and is always willing to offer a helping hand. Congratulations, Alexa. Let me get Our next student is Manette Paul for Interactive Media. So, Manette has consistently scored at the top of her class in all assignments in the last 2 years. She has spent countless hours outside of the class studying on her own to better herself in projects. She was one of our Skills USA contestants that competed against the best in the state this past April. She has already passed and earned industry credentials, including Adobe Creative Associates in Dreamweaver, Premiere, and Photoshop. So when we talk about now preparing students and getting industry-recognized credentials, those are what we're talking about. That's what we're trying to get for our students. And you've just excelled with it. I mean, that is fantastic. In the fall, she plans to attend Cleveland State University and join the post-production program and hopes to freelance as a web designing and video editor. Congratulations. Next student is Natasha Shah with Allied Health. So Natasha couldn't be here today because she's actually completing her clinicals, and even though she could come, she wanted to stay and do those. But I would like to just tell you a little bit about her, if that's okay, because I think it's important we recognize her accomplishments. I've personally gotten to know Natasha fairly well over the past couple months, and I could not be more impressed with this student. She's currently wrapping up her clinicals at this moment at Alter Care of Menor, and will soon test for her state-tested nursing assistant license. Natasha possesses an attitude that will carry her very far in life, and the fact that there are moments in life when things don't always go as planned. And this year we had a few of those moments in our allied health program, where sometimes there were some things that just didn't work out. And with Natasha, she didn't complain, she didn't get upset, she didn't feel bad. What she did is she worked hard, she pushed harder, and she persevered. And I would like to congratulate her. Thank you. We're going to go ahead. Can Kaitlyn Speedman, Marketing and Business Administration, come up? I know I did. I wasn't going to say Spiesman. Please, I know you. All right. So, Kaitlyn is an exceptional representative of the Marketing and Business Administration program. Kaitlyn is an intelligent, well-respected student with an outstanding work ethic. Kaitlyn has consistently maintained a 4.0 GPA in the college tech prep program and is always willing to help others. Kaitlyn has consistently earned honor roll recognition throughout high school, and upon graduation, she will have earned 21 college credits. That is amazing. Great. Clap for it. We can clap for it. Kaitlyn has successfully managed to balance her academic schedule, employment with Climax Metal Products and Marks, and preparations for competitive events, while also taking the initiative to participate as an ambassador for the MBA program. Kaitlyn has excelled in all areas she has been involved in, and coupled with her outstanding work ethic, academic promise, energetic personality, and motivation to succeed, leave no doubt that she will be successful in any future endeavor she chooses. She plans on attending the University of Toledo and majoring in human resource management and international business. Congratulations, Kaitlyn. Would Annabelle Skebe, Computer Information Systems, please come up? Annabelle. So, as a senior, Annabelle participated in a cybersecurity camp, attended the Wright Board's Passport to IT Careers, encouraged program growth as a student ambassador, and achieved Cardinal of the Semester. She has been accepted into Capstone with Progressive Insurance, which is no easy task to do. Progressive requires an application, resume, letter of recommendation, and an in-person interview. And not only that, but with her capstone, she was already working with Progressive Insurance on a team project to help build a sandbox environment for testing cybersecurity attacks and reporting methods. So just on and as we're reading this, on a side note, so Annabelle was a part of a group, and I thought this was really impressive of a group of students. They sent me an email. We're like, Mr. Glavin, we're doing some projects with cybersecurity. Can you maybe buy us some domain names so we can start hacking some sites that aren't real ones? Yeah, that seems like a good idea. So we went ahead, and don't hack real ones. So we went ahead, we purchased domains, and they were able to go ahead, because one of the things in terms of cybersecurity that we're learning is in order to be able to stop things, you have to know how they're happening. So they came to us with this initiative. We went ahead, purchased the domains, and then they worked with Progressive on these, which is really just so impressive. And not only that, the group project that she was in went on to compete in the state competition in cybersecurity, and they achieved the silver medal, which is second in the state in cybersecurity. So that's really impressive. Annabelle plans to continue her studies and user support at Lakeland Community College and then transition into a 4-year degree program. Annabelle was just hired for summer employment with Menor School's IT department. That's great, too. Congratulations, Annabelle. Can Brandon Davenport, CAD Engineering, please come up? It's like a good problem to have, all these people we're recognizing. This is really exciting. It is. So So Brandon is a Mentor student who participated 2 years in the BattleBots. He was the 2018 Leaf Umbrella Scholarship winner. He was these are some good stats, Skills USA Regional Bronze medalist in technical drafting. And he's also, just in general, when talking with Mr. Prochaska, a great student in class. He was that go-to student in class who was able to help, troubleshoot, was always willing to help other students. He's planning on attending the University of Akron and focusing on mechanical engineering. It's really exciting. One of the other things I thought was really interesting is that he was one of the only students to pass both parts of the SolidWorks certification exam, which are 2 90-minute exams, and he's earned his CSWA Certified SolidWorks Associate credential. He's completing his capstone through Freedon, and he's been working with the City of Mentor since May of 2017. He works with the Parks and Recreation Department and Blackbrook Golf Course. Congratulations, Brandon. Can Kyle Gommel, Culinary, please come up? So Kyle was kind of someone, part of this is I talk with the teachers and they give us a little background on the student also, and I get a chance to talk. And it just, looking at Kyle, when we talk a lot now about our workforce and emerging workforce and what people are looking for in students and what they're looking for in employers, what Chef Dan said about you hit every nail on the head. So when discussing the desired traits of our workforce, Kyle hits all the key skills. Chef Dan said that he's a team player, never misses a day of school. He always has a smile on his face, is very organized, and is always willing to lend a helping hand to a classmate. I mean, that right there, that is pretty much what everybody's looking for, so that's impressive. Kyle volunteers at the Euclid Hunger Center, and he plans on continuing his education in culinary arts. Congratulations, Kyle. Our next student is Nicolas Spaulding, Welding. And Nicolas is another student that was unable to attend today, but I do feel it's important that we recognize him. So in terms of Nicolas, I think one of the things that he was most proud of, and also his instructor, was Nicolas currently already, so in terms of what do you do after high school, going on to college, going into the workforce, he currently is debating between 2 job offers he's already received. One is being employed with the Pitchburn Tank and Tower, and then also Phillips Tank Services, which are in Pittsburgh. He is overall, his instructor, Mr. Eubank, talked about how he was just a great student to have in class, how he was willing to help other students and just do pretty much anything that was necessary. He took 10th in the nation last year in job demonstration at Skills USA, and he was 4th at the state this year in welding fabrication. When we talk about industry credentials, Nick Spaulding also earned 6 welding credentials in class. He did a very wonderful job, and he has a very bright future. Congratulations, Nick. And then my last student coming up, Elizabeth Salmonson, CBI. So, throughout her senior year, Elizabeth has shown tremendous perseverance and commitment. At the start of the school year, Elizabeth was behind on some credits, and she accepted this challenge and put in extra time each school day to follow through of her goal to graduate this year. She has overcome many personal barriers and setbacks, which have allowed her to apply herself, and she will graduate this year with the class of 2019. Elizabeth is a kind and compassionate classmate and is always willing to help and listen to her peers. She was a positive role model through this school year and always received positive evaluations from her employers. We are sure Elizabeth will go on to do wonderful things in her futures. We would like to congratulate you, Elizabeth. If we could please get one final applause for all of our outstanding students. At this time, I would like to turn the program over to Mr. John Ashby, who will present the Rotary Scholarship Award winner.
Thank you, Joe. Can we get a round of applause for Joe Glavin here, too? He puts a lot of passion and commitment into this. So I'd like to thank the Scholarship Committee for their dedication to the process and for helping us guide us to this worthy recipient year after year. The committee members that are present today consist of Rick Cooper and myself, but Dr. Gary Eastat and Mike Scruggs couldn't make it today, but we thank them anyways. And also Wayne Obdi and Dan Mamak from the Amelia Obdi Memorial Fund, who helped us review applications this year. They play a key part in our ability to provide a generous scholarship year after year. Rotary has a four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First, is it the truth? Second, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Third, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And fourth, there's your joke, Ken. You happy? It's with these principles in mind that we examine the applications as we decide on the scholarship. And we base our decisions on several criteria, including leadership, service in the community, initiative, financial need, and academics. The students also present an essay outlining an area of need in their local community that they would like to see addressed. A letter of recommendation from a school administrator, religious, or community leader is also required. The scholarship is renewable for 4 years, as long as the recipient keeps a grade point average of 3.0, which I don't think is going to be a problem in this case at all. There were many excellent applicants this year, and after much deliberation, Samantha Bostelman emerged as the recipient of this year's scholarship. Samantha was described in her letter of recommendation as the complete package. It was detailed that Samantha, despite having an excellent GPA, still consistently challenges herself by taking the most difficult classes Mentor High School has to offer. She is taking 4 AP classes while also captaining the swim team and golf team, presiding as class president, and being a member, of the National Honor Society. She's also done extensive work as a leader in CARDS, which is a bullying prevention program, including traveling to elementary schools to engage 5th graders in bullying prevention techniques. It is my honor and my privilege to invite Samantha up here to accept her honor and tell us a little bit more about what her plans are for the near future. Samantha.
Hello. I would like to first start by thanking the Rotary Club for choosing me to receive this scholarship. I would next like to thank Mentor Schools and everyone here from Mentor Schools for giving me this amazing opportunity. And I would like to finally thank my parents for their support in everything that I do. This scholarship will help me next year immensely, as I will be attending the University of Central Florida to study chemistry on a pre-medicine track. Thank you. Yeah, sure. How to get mom get over here? Get her up here. Okay.
Before we wrap up with our service awards, I'd like to introduce Rick Cooper. He's got a couple of announcements about the scholarship and some interesting things we've got coming on for next year.
Yeah, I'd just like to take this opportunity to advise this group of the fact that the board of our club decided to change the name of this scholarship. In March, we lost a member, a close friend, and someone in the community that was very active, and that was Ted Hieronymus. Maybe some of the students don't know that name. I'm sure the people over here at this table do. And it's very important for us to honor those members as we have in the past. So in 2020, this same scholarship will be the Hieronymus Memorial Scholarship. Now, that's not to be confused with the scholarship that they already have for a Mentor High School student taking the a music track into college. This one will be the same criteria, and it'll be open to all students that attend Mentor High School. And we've talked with the family, and they're very excited. And I'm sure that Jane will be with us here next year as we present that scholarship for the very first time.
So we sometimes like to award ourselves here in Rotary, and each year we choose an outstanding member of our club to be Rotarian of the Year. And this year's recipient was Randy Carver, and he has the honor of coming up and awarding the service awards this year. Randy?
Thank you. So we have two recipients this year. The first recipient, Seth Hickson. Seth's a tremendous student. He's committed over 1,586 hours to community service, which is truly amazing. Seth's always wanting to help for a good cause. His future plans include attending the Ohio State University and majoring in aerospace and aviation engineering with a minor in music. So, congratulations to Seth. Second recipient, hopefully I don't butcher the name, David Covilh. Close. David's also an excellent student who excels not just in the classroom, but also embodies some of the core values of Rotary in serving the community. David's extremely thoughtful and passionate with what he does, and I thought, reading some of his own words that he had written in a recent essay, could kind of explain his view on this. So David said, donating your time to something other than your typical day is so important to the community because it brings people together, builds relationships, and allows for a better atmosphere. I've learned how your contribution to an event such as a food drive, trash clean up, or even aiding a teacher can make a big difference. Giving your service is more than just giving. You're receiving something out of being able to give to others, whether it's pride, joy, or a chance to do something others can't do. So congratulations to David.
Thank you, Randy Carver. And President Lee, if you would like to come up and bring us home, ladies and gentlemen, Lee Quignano.
I won't sing, I promise. I promise every time I get up here that today will not be that day. So first, I'd like to thank everyone for coming today, congratulate all of our students who've done these great things, and I say every year, I can't believe how boring my life must be. When I see all the things that you're doing, not only academically, but throughout the community, it certainly makes me proud to be living here in Mentor. So a round of applause for everyone. And last, I'd like to conclude with two more programs that we're doing at the high school for those of you here that may have heard about them and don't know what they are. One of them, we're starting a new Interact Club, which is a high school club. It's actually for students that are 12 years old to 18 years old. There'll be an adjunct to us. It's going to be starting this year. I believe we have our coordinator here. Yes, can you stand, please? So for the Rotarians in the room, this will be our Interact coordinator next year. And lastly, for any parents or teachers in the room who have students who are finishing their junior year, going into their senior year next year, we have a Rotary Youth Leadership Scholarship that's coming up. It's a weekend-long program at Baldwin Wallace. So if you have any questions, you have any students that come to mind right away, we fund it. We can send up to 2 students from the school. So again, thank you all for coming, and hopefully we'll see some of you next year.